Good morning everyone. I am Jyoti Dhingra, Assistant Professor in School of Architecture, Noida International University. The topic for our today's building construction class will be bricks. Bricks are the basic building units, or bricks are the rectangular blocks made up of clay, and its length to breadth ratio is 1:2, as everyone knows and everyone has seen the brick. This is the brick, as all the students know, and its weight is 2 to 3 kg. 2 to 3 kg. Okay. Next slide. Now we will discuss some parameters of the bricks. Bricks have the stretcher face, as you can say here in the slide, and you can say this longer side, this is a stretcher and this is the header face. Okay. These sharp edges are arises. So the brick has 4 arises, and on the top of it, it has a frog. This rectangular block, it is a frog. Its FPS, its size in FPS system is 9 inches by 4.5 inches by 3 inches, and in metric system it is 20 by 10 by 10 centimeters. For brick tiles, because the thickness of the brick varies, so the thickness will be 20 by 10 by 4. Next slide. Now we will discuss what is a frog and what is the purpose of giving a frog. Frog is the depression given 10 to 20 mm on the top of the brick. It is given to have more strength with the upper layers of the brick, or upper layer of the walls. So we place mortar here inside this frog, and we keep this brick up in upward direction, frog on the top, so that bonding will be more, because mortar here will be more, so the bonding will be more. Okay. This is the purpose of frog. So in all the layers, we have to keep the frog on the upper layer. Next slide. These are few types of bricks. This is a solid brick, which is without any frog or without any depression. But there is a disadvantage of this solid brick, because the weight of the wall or weight of the whole structure will increase without frog. Next slide. These are perforated bricks. Perforated bricks are the holes given in the brick. If we have holes in the brick, the total weight of the wall will decrease. So, but one thing important we have to keep in mind is that holes should not be 25% of the total volume of the brick. So, these holes should be 25% in maximum in 25% weight of the volume of the brick. Now frogged bricks. Now the frogs which we have discussed earlier can be of many shapes. This is the tapered frog, single frog and double frogged. Okay. Next. Now we will discuss brick is what are the composition of a brick. Brick is composed of silica, which is 50 to 60% by weight, alumina, which is 20 to 30% by weight, then lime 2 to 5% by its weight, iron oxide less than or equal to 7% by weight, and magnesia, which is less than 1% by weight. So these constituents should be not more than this prescribed limit. Okay. Next slide. Now we will discuss the manufacturing of a brick, manufacturing process. What is the manufacturing process? First of all, we have 4 processes which comes under the manufacturing process. First process is to obtain the clay, which is preparation of brick clay. In the brick preparation of brick clay, we do unsoiling, cleaning, weathering, blending, then tempering. Then after, when we get this clay, then we will put it in the molds. This is the second step. We will put this this clay into the molds. This is the second step. Now third step will be when we have got the blocks or units, building units, then we will go for drying. Drying can be natural or artificial. In natural drying, we can do it by the sunlight, or the we can expose them in the air, or and in artificial method we make tunnels through which the air can be blown, and we get the dried bricks. This is the third step. Now fourth step is, after drying we will bake the bricks. For baking purpose, we have two types of processes. One is we do it in clamp, and another we do it in kiln. During this process, the constituents which I have told you, aluminum, silica, iron oxide, magnesia, all these combine together and we will get the end product. Okay. For this I have told you that clamp and kiln are used. Clamp is used where minimum 25,000 bricks we have to bake, and for more quantity like for 50,000 or 1 lakh or 2 lakh bricks, we can use kiln, that is for larger scale. This is the major difference between clamp and kiln. Next slide. These are few pictures of the process, manufacturing process, which I have told you earlier. First was digging or obtaining the clay. This is the first process. We have got the clay from digging. Next, then we put it in the molds. This is the picture showing molds, and these are the handmade molds. Next, this is the third step, drying. Drying we have to do in a covered place or through with the screens. This is very important because if we expose the bricks directly to the sunlight, the bricks will crack or they will not be that much strong as we obtain under the sheds. So we should keep this thing in mind, that we have to dry the bricks under the sheds. Next. These are two types of kilns I have told you. One on the right side, it is these two are clamps and these two are kilns. The difference I have told you, what is the difference between clamp and kiln? That is for larger scale and clamp is for smaller scale. Next. Now we have gone through the manufacturing process, then we have got the end result. These are the bricks we have got after burning them. Now qualities of a good brick. See the students, one thing important is, for good construction or for A-type construction we should have good quality bricks, and for good quality bricks there are some parameters decided, and we should go through these parameters. First is, bricks should be burnt in kilns. Okay, if the bricks are only sun dried, those bricks will be not as much stronger, and it should be rectangular in size, sharp. It should have sharp edges, like in this brick the edges are broken. Proper rectangular shape should be there, edges should be sharp, okay, and it should have copper red color. This is the first parameter. Next is, bricks should give clear ringing sound or clear metallic sound. When we struck one brick with another brick, it should give a proper ringing sound. Okay, this is the second parameter. Now third is, when we immerse the bricks in bucket of water for 24 hours, it should not absorb more than 20% of its weight. If it is absorbing more than 20% of its weight, like it is absorbing 22% or 25%, then it will be a second class brick, it will not be a first class brick. So we cannot use it in first class construction. Next is when we scratch a brick, when I scratch this brick with a nail, it should not leave any impression on the brick. Okay, if it is leaving an impression on the brick, then it is not a first quality brick, then it is a second quality brick. Next point is, when we throw this brick, like I am throwing this brick from 1 meter height, if we drop it by 1 meter height, it should not break. If it is breaking, then it is not a first quality brick. So for good quality bricks, it should be very strong, tough, and it should have a good strength. One more important point is, when we immerse a brick in a bucket of water for 24 hours and it is showing white deposits on its top, then it is not a first quality bricks. So it also reduces its quality, bricks quality. Okay, so we should keep all these things in our mind while selecting the bricks. One important thing is, when we bake a brick, the temperature should be minimum 700 degree centigrade to 1000 degree centigrade. If the temperature of the kiln is less than the 700 degree centigrade, then we will get cracks on the brick and it will not be properly burnt. Okay. Now I tell you that for our next class, we will go for a site visit near Noida to see a brick kiln for manufacturing process, which I have told you. We will go through that process and we will see how the bricks are manufactured. Okay. So be prepared for that and bring your sketchbooks, pencil, eraser, everything you know. You have to bring all these things along with you and be there, everyone be there in your next class for site visit. Okay. Thank you everyone for being in the class.